Hey YouTube, this is Robinats1 here, and I'm here to do a review for Maleficent. It's about the iconic Disney villain, shown in Sleeping Beauty, is a reimagining of the fairy tale. And it's sort of this untold story about who Maleficent was as a character. And the story dives into Maleficent's backstory. Sort of, she is this fairy guardian who protected this land called the Moors. And one day she meets this boy, King, who would become King Stefan. They fall in love with Maleficent. And then years later, Stefan betrays Maleficent, and then that's where we see the events of Sleeping Beauty start to take place. The biggest flaw in this movie is the story. Because sort of Maleficent isn't the same character as the character you watch in the Disney film. The trailer sort of builds you into this belief that this is going to be a story about a villain. And it's not. It's a story of a completely different character from the one portrayed in Sleeping Beauty. Angelina Jolie played a really Angelina Jolie looked the part in this film. And bless her heart, she really does try it in this film. But as soon as she opened her mouth and spoke lines, I had to scratch my head. Because she was a completely different character, pretending to be evil when she wasn't. The best villains are characters who don't believe that they're evil. And Maleficent, for the most part, does do that. But the thing is, nothing she does, apart from the curse that she puts on Sleeping Beauty, is evil. Like she's mischievous, yeah. Like, Tinkerbell's mischievous. Yet Maleficent is not evil. Like, she's not a bad person. And instead, the real villain in this movie is King Stefan. He's the villain, and that's the problem. Because the movie could have got away of having two villains go at each other. Like, because King Stefan is presented as an evil king, basically. Because Stefan, in the movie, got the kingdom by betraying Maleficent, and that's how he became king. And he's the same actor in District 9. And he plays a really great villain. He really does. And I sort of liked him in the role. And I sort of do buy that King Stefan could have been a bad person. And it would have been completely fine to have two villains go at each other. It could have been really interesting. It's just, again, Maleficent wasn't a bad person. And that's what we were led to believe that we were seeing. Another problem was the three fairies. How in the hell did Aurora manage to make it to her 16th birthday and not die? Like, this movie, like, every time the fairies came on, I was like, oh my god, you are the worst guardians in the world. You know, and Maleficent, for the most part, was raising Aurora, essentially. And these three fairies who were supposed to be protecting Aurora from this evil were doing a very bad job. I did not like these fairies. Yeah, and these fairies just were awful. Like, I hated the fairies. Because there are parts in this movie that you go, really? The king, I mean, to be fair, King Stefan isn't exactly a great judge character. But why in the hell would you choose these three to be your daughter's guardians? I will never know. And it's just sort of really, really funny, actually. Because it was just, they were awful. Dakota Fanning as Aurora. She was actually really, really good. I think she was the only character who matched the Aurora we find in the film. Although she wasn't called Briar Rose, like when she was being hidden away, she wasn't called Briar Rose and didn't call other people by that name. You know, and the whole point was she called herself Briar Rose to hide her true identity from Maleficent. And she doesn't use that name. Which is fine, but it just, I think it would have been better. Beyond the trailers mentioned something in her review for this movie. Sorry for the background noise. She mentioned that the male characters are portrayed as villainous. And really, really stupid. And that is very, very true. There's no equality in this film. Like, it's really a female-dominant movie. And I'm not sure that guys can really take anything from this film. Like, I think women who see the film might go, oh, well, that male character is evil. And King Stefan is the evil one. But I think characters like the prince in the movie, who kissed Sleeping Beauty, can't remember his name, and Maleficent's bird, who becomes human in the movie, who also was really, really good as well. Were just portrayed as really, really dumb or really, really stupid. And, like, almost to the point that they were slaves. Which, yeah, sounds villainous, but the way it was portrayed on film, it was just stupid. The one thing I do like about the film, only one, was the visual effects. Like, the visual effects for the movie were really, really good. The CGI for a lot of the film was really good, kind of mirroring the same as the one found in Oz the Great and the Powerful. And sort of the dragon special effects were really good. In summary, the movie's not very good. I would not recommend this film because I just don't think it's the greatest. Like, visually, it's a very, very good film, and like, everything from the costume sets to the visual effects were really, really good. But I think the major flaw was the writing and the story.